Hi, so I'm still sick, but I'm feeling much better compared to before. I was pretty much knocked out in a cold sweat with fever and not fully sure where I was. I'm pretty sure I had an hallucination that I was a Western gunslinger.
You have to get up off the floor now.
This floor is my friend.
But yeah, I've been sick lately, as you may be able to tell by my slightly nasally voice. I swear it was way worse before. But today, I'm going to be rating sick foods because that's all I've been eating lately. I tell you, it sucks when almost everything tastes like cardboard. I'm stuck in my room sick and I've got nothing else to do, so let's go! Okay, first off, a classic is tea. Tea, if you have a sore throat, if you have any problems with your voice, any kind of cold, it is just better. And you can get herbal teas that actually work like medicine. Tea is S tier. Tea is 100% S tier. It is the way to go. Pizza, I know some people order pizza like from an actual restaurant, get delivery, but I kind of feel bad because then you have to go out there and pay the pizza guy and you might get him sick. And also, it's not the healthiest, let's be real. I mean, we're doing combination of comfort along with what actually helps you get better. It's just not ideal. I'm gonna put it in C, to be honest. I know it might deserve better in some people's eyes, but I think C is fair. C is fair. Okay, water. Water is a weird thing, as we all know. Water's flavor is its temperature, and that matters a lot, especially when you're sick, because if you have any kind of sore throat or things like that, cold water and hot water are the way to go. Cold water and hot water are amazing, but if you have a sore throat and you have room temperature water, no, screw this. Room temperature water is awful. It just, you feel the sting more in the back of your throat, in the roof of your mouth. If you have a sore throat, sore mouth, anything like that from the sickness, the cold, it is awful. It is a terrible feeling. I'm putting it down in D tier. It is hard to consume room temperature water when you are sick. It's not worth it. Now, hot water, yes. Hot water is amazing. It is very good. Not as good as tea, not S tier, but it is better, without a doubt. I would say up there, A tier. Very, very good. Same with cold water. Cold water, amazing. If you have some types of colds and flus though that make you cough, maybe not, because it'll actually tense up the muscles as it's going down and trigger a cough attack. But other than that, pretty good. I'm gonna put it up there at B tier. Solid B. Very good. Canned soup is pretty good. It's obviously not the best thing, but it's kind of those comfort foods if you've ever been raised with, like, say, mom or dad making tomato soup and grilled cheese and all that. Pretty good, pretty good. So I'm gonna put it at B. It's a solid B. It's not the very best. And also you kind of have to heat it up and prepare it yourself in a pot. And when you're sick, you don't have that high energy, you know, it's not ideal, not ideal. Grapes are one of those things that can feel very hydrating when you're sick. You need to stay hydrated, get plenty of fluids when you're not feeling well. Okay, tell me if I'm crazy. Do grapes sometimes feel dry when you're eating them? I know it seems less likely, but I swear some grapes, even though they have juices in them, obviously feel dry going down. Is it just me? Am I crazy? No, it couldn't just be me. But then again, I am a moss talking on the internet, so what do I know? I'm gonna put them in C, just because they have one of those weird things, the weird dry mouth feel sometimes when you're sick. I don't know. PB and J's. Okay, this, you pretty much can't go wrong with this. I know it's not the healthiest, but it's a comfort food, like a childhood memory. Just go to, and it's easy to make when you're not feeling well. You can literally just slap some bread on the counter, put some peanut butter and jelly in there, peanut butter and jam. Oh, it's good. Yes, this is a solid A tier. Solid A tier. It's incredible. Yes. Ice cream. Ice cream is really great if you've got a sore throat. As long as you don't have anything that's coughing related. Ice cream is pretty darn good. It really soothes the throat, and even though it's sugar, like a lot of sugar, it's just one of those things. Whenever you're not feeling well, you get ice cream. Or at least I do. I used to be very overweight as a kid, in fact, so maybe that explains a lot. So, yeah, ice cream. Go for it. My favorite, personally, is classic vanilla soft serve, or mint and chip. So good. Oh, so good. I think I should get ice cream later. I'm gonna put this up there in S tier. These popsicles... Listen, you're supposed to have some cold things when you have a sore throat. At least that's what some doctors recommend. Apparently, you're not even supposed to have hot things, but some doctors recommend that anyways. But for this instance of cold things, not the best. Not the best, to be honest. They're not as good as, say, something that's just liquid with ice, like slushy. They just feel too plain, and also the plastic on the edge of the rim for when you're trying to get out the popsicle with your mouth cuts your lips, and it's just, no, it's painful.
You wanna know how I got these scars?
No, I'm gonna put this at a solid D tier. Solid meh. Chips. Very, very salty, and apparently sodium can really help actually with wounds and pain. If you have like an injured throat, sore throat, cuts in your throat from coughing, it helps. That's why they also say you should gargle with salt water apparently. So, really good idea, I suppose, to eat salty things, but then again, these are very drying, and it's junk food, but it's comforting. I don't know. Oh, I'm actually torn with this one between B and C. You know what, I've been trying to be healthier lately, even though I've literally been the opposite of healthy. Technically, I've been sick. I'm just gonna put them in C tier. Yep, C. Jello is a very, very comforting one, just because it's super easy. You just pop it open, eat it. The main basis of good sick food, when you're feeling too low energy and down to do anything, is, can I eat this without having to cook it? And that automatically brings it up to B. Jello cups, very good. Also, if you're tracking your calories, they have sugar-free Jello cups. Very useful for when you're trying to get abs, in my past experience. Okay, instant ramen. Yes, what we were talking about. Warm liquids, great. Warm food, high sodium, which is good for the throat. Not necessarily good for your health because it's ramen. I don't know if it has any dangerous chemicals in there, probably. But it's not really as instant as they say. You still have to either cook it in a pot, and even if you get the instant ramen cups, you still gotta wait a while. You gotta go through a process of heating it up in the microwave. So it's keeping it from being S tier for me just because of that. But I am going to put it in A tier just because, you know, it's ramen. You can't go wrong with that. It's ramen. Vegetables. E tier. Okay, listen. Everything already tastes bad when you're sick. Everything tastes like junk and cardboard because you can't taste that well. Vegetables just taste even worse. You're not even hungry when you're sick oftentimes when it's really bad, which is what I've been struggling with lately. I haven't been eating that much because of that. It just, nothing sounds good, and the vegetables especially sound awful. But then again, I know they're healthy for you and they probably help you get better faster. Okay, I'm putting it up to D just because I know it's good for you and it'll help you feel better fast, but man, you don't crave vegetables when you're sick, and they just taste even worse. No. Watermelon. Watermelon can be pretty great when you're needing to stay hydrated, though the flavor won't be as noticeable when your taste buds are out of whack. It'll kind of just be like, hey, this watermelon tastes bad, even though it's probably ripe and perfect. But the hydration's sake, I'm gonna put it in B. It's very, very good. Also, you could shoot out the seeds like bullets like Trico, and I think that's very, very fun. Honey is goated. Honey is good. You can also mix it with some lemon, and actually you could consume it and it'll help soothe your throat. And yeah, honey is great. S tier it goes. Homemade soup. Okay, homemade soup, it should be S tier just because it's got everything you need. It's got the vegetables in it, which are good for your recovery and health, but they're more acceptable in this form and enjoyable. Warm liquid, you could put some chicken, some beef in there, get some protein. But what's keeping it from S for me is the fact that you have to cook it yourself. And there's a lot of prep. You gotta chop the vegetables, you gotta get a big enough pot ready to boil. And when you're really sick, you do not want to do any of that. And God forbid you don't have the ingredients already in the fridge, then you gotta go grocery shopping. Stepping into the outside world while you're sick already sucks, especially if you have to go to work. Which, by the way, how stupid is that? That you are forced to work when you're sick, and they're like, I don't care, you've already been sick 2 days, come into work. It's so frustrating, because you're just gonna get your coworker sick, customer sick. It's dumb. It's very dumb. I disagree with it. Okay, you know what? Putting it in A. Crackers. Specifically saltine crackers. They've got the salt in them, and that's good, but man, they are really dry. But I guess that could be a good thing, that it'll make you want to drink more water. But peanut butter and jelly, you could put peanut butter and jelly on them. You know what? Yes, so they're going up there in B tier. I was gonna put them in C. B tier, great. Very, very great. Gatorade. Gatorade is great if you've been having a fever, you're losing electrolytes. And I'd say, okay, I couldn't find the picture. The Gatorade with the the Gatorade bottle with like the nub lid, the nipple lid, the sippy cup Gatorade. You know what I'm talking about?
Not Chikubi. I want to call him Chikubi, but that's not right.
That's even more goated. If I had that, I would put it in S tier, but because it's regular Gatorade with the regular, just like, you know, round lid mouth instead of the sippy cups where you know what I'm talking about. That Gatorade where you could squeeze it into your mouth from a distance. That Gatorade would have been S tier. I just have this one though, so it's A tier. Cough syrup. I'm sorry, I know this is good for your cough, but screw that. This goes into E tier. Cough syrup makes me gag. It makes me want to die. I would destroy Mary Poppins if she tried to have me eat that. I don't care about supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. No thank you. It can go die in a dish. Okay, candy is trickier because, okay, when you're sick, nothing sounds good, right? And you can't taste that well, but you can feel texture pretty decently. And something about a lot of candies, not necessarily the mushy ones, but the ones that are crisp that have like a wafer feel to them, kind of like Kit Kats or Crunch Bars, they can make you feel better. And even if you don't necessarily taste things very well, you could taste high quantities of sugar if it's high enough. And some of the sugar boost can help you feel better, even though it's not healthy for you when you're trying to get better. Oh, I'm torn on this, because I know candy is bad for you when you're sick, and it's bad for you in general, but it does help you feel better. My conscience wants me to put it in D because of health reasons, but my other feeling wants me to put it in C. Okay, yeah, we're putting it in C. Food that is made for you by friends, loved ones, family, while you're sick is so much more enjoyable. It tastes good, it tastes better, and you don't have to prepare yourself when you're low energy and you're not feeling all that well. And there's even a theory that food made for you by someone else is better than food made by yourself, no matter how good the food you made was. I'm not sure about it, but I think there's some substance to the debate. And I just think this is exemplified even more when you're sick, when you do not feel like cooking and you need that boost of energy that just appears out of nowhere. Thank you for whoever takes care of their family members or friends when they're sick. You are an angel. Thank you. I'm a walking sponge, a biohazard. Anyways, check out my other videos. This has been MossyCloomp signing off. Bye.